Patrons. Hello, beautiful patrons. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx. And I'm here to take care of the Virgos. I got my September Virgo shirt on. I got my September, well, it's not September. This Virgo pendant. I know you can't really see it, but it has a Virgo symbol on it. But yeah, I have this shirt on my Etsy if you're interested in buying it. I also have a August Virgo shirt on there. I'm not biased. Okay, so go check out the Etsy shop. I will tag it below. As some of you have seen or should have seen in my last post, I'm not doing YouTube right now. I'm taking a break from YouTube because I'm a generator and YouTube is not exciting me right now. So we're going to wait to respond. And if there's something that I want to respond to and post on YouTube, I will. But if not, I will not be posting. Okay, that's how it goes. And that's my strategy. I'm going to stick to it. All right. But I do feel called to post on Patreon. So if you're on Patreon, congratulations. You get to still see some amazing content. Please refer anybody else to the Patreon that you feel needs this advice or likes my YouTube videos, because I'm not posting on there right now. All right. So thanks, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this Virgo Mercury retrograde edition reading. All right. You know, I'm a Virgo if you didn't know. All right. So let's flip over the blunt truth and see what's going on. Oh, my nose is so itchy, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Oh, must be some dust. All right. So we got new direction needed. And we got that stick up your ass must be uncomfortable. Ooh. Let's clarify. Can you clarify new direction needed? Can we clarify that stick up your ass must be uncomfortable for Virgo? Can you clarify? Let karma handle it. Oop. What's going on here? Calm your tits. Okay, so, you know, we're about to go into Mercury retrograde, Virgo, on August 23rd. And, you know, some real tough love for us is we are very, very rigid sometimes. We are very rigid when it comes down to the way we think things should be. We think other people should do things a certain way. We know what's right all the time. And a lot of times we do know what's right, but it's our delivery that can be a little demeaning and judgmental. Right. So there are going to be new directions that are needed for you. And if you go into the next month and a half really focused on, I need this to be exactly like this. I need my life to look like this. I need this plan to work out to the T. You are going to be heavily disappointed. Okay. Very disappointed because we have Mercury retrograde. Not only is it a retrograde, and retrogrades always directly affect Mercury ruled signs, Gemini and Virgo, but it is also in the sign of Virgo. So therefore, we are going to really be feeling these effects of, we got to be adaptable. We got to have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z. If one thing doesn't work out, there's always something else. All right. But the more you resist that and you're like, I need it to go like this and I need it to be like this. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to have a horrible time. Then you are going to find yourself very, very, very miserable. All right. Calm your tits. Just be prepared for anything and just go with the flow. I know that's not that easy for Virgos. And then let karma handle it. So if anything comes up, if anybody gets in your way, you know, don't get stuck on like trying to fix it and do what you do. Just let it take its course. Okay. So with that being said, let's see what's the shadow work, what's hidden, or what is the shadow work for Virgo for September, or not September. Jeez, I'm already skipping September, but for Mercury retrograde season. I mean, this could be for September technically. Rest of August going into September. What is the shadow work or what is hidden from Virgo? The Two of Wands. All right, let's see. I haven't had this come out yet for anybody. Suit of Wands, here we are. You need to choose a direction. What? New direction needed, period. You need to choose a direction and take steps to move forward. Choosing and acting. Okay, so a lot of you are getting stuck. Like your shadow work, what's hidden from you is you're not really sure which direction to take, or you're being forced to take a new direction of some kind. So that is why it's in your shadow side, because you're not sure, or you're just stuck with trying to figure out a certain direction to take. But there needs to be one that is chosen. It's just a matter of like, okay, if this is not working, clearly if I'm being moved somewhere else, then I need to like lean into that, and I need to really fall into that. So let's see, where does Virgo need to potentially take a new direction? Where is it that Virgo needs to potentially take a new direction in their lives? Where is a new direction needed for Virgos? Or they're going to come to a crossroads. You have healer. Okay, your healing abilities. Where does Virgo need a new direction? Where does Virgo need to take a new direction in their lives? Single. Unfinished business. Where does Virgo need to take a new direction of some kind? Therapist. Okay, so maybe like a new approach to your healing. Like if you're hitting a road, I'm hearing like getting a new therapist, or getting something different for your healing. Like maybe you've hit a kind of wall with like your healing practices or your healing journey, and you're like, okay, I need something different. I need to do something else. And one thing I can say is like Virgo is the best at least for me, I know this is like a really good skill I had, is that like we are mutable, right? We're mutable earth. So even though we don't like to change our plans, we are a lot more willing to try different things than other people. Even with me having like a lot of fixed energy in my chart, I'm still very like willing, like if something's not working, I'm going to try something else. Like I'm not going to keep pushing and pushing it and pushing it forever if it's not working. So a lot of you are trying to figure out like new ways of like tapping into your healing, or other forms of therapy, or other forms of like getting assistance or getting some type of help, because maybe the way that you've been trying to heal yourself or get healing, whether it be like for illness or something else, it's just not doing what it needs to do. So you're trying to figure out what's going to work. All right. And you're like, okay, which direction do I go in now? So you're just like trying to figure that out. You have teacher. Some of you figuring out if you want to go in a certain direction of teaching or change a direction in regards to teaching. Some of you are thinking of being single, or you're like wondering if you should be single, or maybe you want to take steps to coming out of being single. So there's a lot of contemplation about different things. It just depends on your individual circumstances, like where you're at. Because obviously if you're already single, you're not thinking of coming out of being single. So you would apply it to the opposite, right? Thinking of how you can finish some unfinished business, or thinking of how you should get some closure or complete a certain chapter in your life. So there's different things. Now, what is the advice with finding a new direction for Virgo? How should Virgo approach finding a new direction in their lives? How should Virgo approach finding a new direction in their lives? Inner child trauma, starting from within, learning, focus on what is not balanced. Okay. So it's one of those things, right? Because we're in retrograde. Retrogrades are not about initiating things. They're not about like just starting a whole bunch of new stuff, or like making certain adjustments to your regimen. They're about revising your plans. They're about reworking what you've already been working on. They're about thinking of things in the past that you could potentially close out or finish up, right? So if you're thinking of like a new health plan, or you're thinking of like buying new things or changing up things, rebranding. I've been thinking about rebranding a lot. Like I want to do like a rebrand for myself, because I feel like I'm so much more than just tarot at this point, but I don't know what exactly I want to do yet. So it's like, it's a period of reflection. Okay, where have I come? How far have I come? What else do I want to do? That's why I'm saying think before you act, because you don't need to go make any permanent changes right now. You can try little things, or you can see how they feel, but do not permanently alter anything yet until we're out of retrograde and you can see, okay, I see that I want to stick to this, or I want to try this. Working on yourself, reflecting on what you still need to heal within you, inner child trauma, will help you find more direction in your life, right? So if a lot of things that you've got into, relationships or careers you've built, were based on some type of trauma or some type of like pain or some type of ego, you may be feeling like you're getting out of that or you're outgrowing that. Or as you more so reflect on why you're doing something or why you've done something, you might find that it's rooted in some trauma. So you're like, okay, I need to really figure out what I want and who I am outside of my trauma. And like certain behaviors drive us that are based in trauma. Or based in anger or based in hurt that you need to like reflect on. And then you have artist. So some of you utilizing like your artistry, music, writing, whatever you do is something that could help you figure out which direction you want to take, right? Just create things and like something will pop up. And then you have unrequited or unbalanced. So figuring out like where you are unbalanced in your own life can really help you to figure out. Once you balance out those things, you're like, all right, now that that's balanced, I can figure out other things that I want. Okay, so, that's kind of what it's giving here. Now. All right, let's get into a little bit of tarot and see. Oh no, there's some hair in my cards. All right, so for Virgo, can you tell us more about where they'll be facing this new direction? And which direction is Virgo heading in, really? Can you tell us more about this new direction for Virgo? We got Two of Swords. Where is this new direction heading for Virgo? Hermit, reverse, that's you. Tell us more about Virgo and their new direction in their lives. Six of Swords. Some of you are going to be physically moving, like actually moving. But I see a lot of you contemplating on leaving or moving or going somewhere else. Because there's a lot of cards that show moving or leaving. Can you clarify the Eight of Cups for Virgos with this new direction, Eight of Wands? But I also feel like a lot of you don't know where you're going. I mean, like, I definitely resonate with that. I have no idea where I'm going. I just know I'm moving somewhere. Tell me about the Eight of Cups for Virgo. Tell me about the Eight of Cups for Virgo. Okay. Yeah, so there's of course going to be some fear here, Nine of Swords, because you're just uncertain about everything that's going on, or maybe there's anxiety surrounding the unknown. But I see many of you are, you should quickly overcome that. You have the Six of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups. Both of these cards reference moving on or moving forward or moving away in some way, like walking away. So a lot of you are thinking of walking away from something. And this may not be something you do yet for like permanently, but maybe we're thinking, okay, I want to leave this relationship. I want to leave this job. I need to start planning on moving, leaving houses, changing, whatever. So a lot of you are thinking about like what you want to pour into next, but I see there's like some type of thoughts or preparation, which is good. That's what retrogrades are used for. So use it to your advantage to prepare to leave or prepare to change, make a certain move. Even if a lot of you don't really know like exactly where that is yet, I see you preparing for it. All right. So now what is the advice? What is the overall advice for Virgo with this energy? What is the final advice for Virgo with this energy? Tower card reverse. What is the advice for Virgo with this energy? Seven of Cups. What is the advice for Virgo? Jeez. What is the advice for Virgos with this energy? Let me clarify some things. Can we clarify the Ace of Swords in reverse? Hermit. Interesting. Can you clarify the Tower card in reverse, please? Clarify the Tower card in reverse. I don't know what that's saying. I still don't know what that's saying. Sorry, y'all. Okay. We're just going to put those to the side. Oh, I want to pull actually a surrender card. Pull a surrender card for Virgo. What's one thing Virgo needs to surrender to get them where they need to be? Jeez, these cards keep falling on the floor. Surrender to success. Ugh. Awesome. Okay. So, well, first thing you have King of Cups in reverse as your advice. So, not letting your feelings hold you back from, what it is that you want to do or what you need to do. Deal with those feelings, all right? Deal with those repressed emotions of fears, of anger, of hurt, of pain, of confusion, of guilt, whatever it is. Deal with the feelings first, okay? But there's a lot of options for you to explore. I think it was just the fear of thinking about options or the fear of thinking about changing course of directions that was really scaring you. Or the fear of just not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do next, not knowing to leave something, to end something, to walk away from something, to start something new. There's just so many options, and exploring options can be very fun if you allow it to be. So I think there's that, and just trying to hold on to what's safe and what's familiar, Tower card in reverse. But it's telling you to surrender. A lot of you have a fear of like, okay, if I leave, everything's gonna burn down to the ground. Everybody needs me. I keep this place sane. I keep this thing whole. But if you think about it, why would you want to stay somewhere where there's so much pressure on you? Why would you want to stay in a position that if you leave, it's going to come crashing down? What does that tell you? That tells you that you've been taking on way more responsibility than you need to, right? So if that's the case, then we need to bring some balance back into this, and we need to let go. We need to surrender a bit. Because if things come crashing down when you walk away, that's a problem. Okay, everybody should be able to hold their own weight to a certain extent where things don't just fall apart. If you're not the only one there, you're not the only one giving, you're not the only one responsible. So that's something to think about as well. This stood out to me. You have the Ace of Swords reverse and the Hermit card. The Hermit was clarified. I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say. Clarified by the Ace of Swords reverse. So it's like a lot of you are not sure what to do. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of lack of clarity, and the solution to that is Hermit. Hermit card is Virgo. To step back. You're the Hermit for a reason. To go into yourself, to take some time in solitude, to reflect. You're too out there. You're too busy. Retrograde is a time of revising, reflection, restoring, recovering, being more to yourself. So take that time, because if you're not sure what to do, it doesn't help to be more active in the world and more busy. It just makes you more confused. So, when you allow things to naturally do what they do, you go away for a while, you step away from the crowd, you step away from the noise. There's a little bit of fear, I feel like, for Virgos of like doing that sometimes, because we're always just so like into our routines, and we're very active, and we're very, making sure everything is in order. So when we step away, we're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? The world's going to come crashing down. No, everybody will be just fine without you, Virgo. I promise. You need to worry about you. All right. I'm talking to myself too, because I've been taking a break. I've been stepping back. I've been like, oh my gosh, what is everybody going to do without my advice? Y'all are figuring it out like you always do, So it's a bit of a humbling moment. But yeah, you're getting more clarity on what you want to do and how you want to show up in the world and assert your independence, and what exactly you want to manifest and how you want to manifest it. But you do need to take that step back. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. So there's a lot of things that are possible for you, Virgo. I just think keeping an open mind is what is going to bring that to you. A lot of you are knowing that you want something new. You're knowing that you want a new direction in your life. You're knowing that you know what you don't want, right? So that's a step. And you know how you want to feel. So if you just stick with that, and you keep like letting your heart move you forward, and you keep like trying different things, you try new hobbies, you just do things for fun, and you do things for yourself, eventually you will stumble upon exactly where you're meant to go. But it is telling you to like start thinking, start looking, start being open to other options, right? Because where you're at right now is not where you're meant to stay. But a lot of you just aren't fully clear on where you want to go yet, or what you want to do yet. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be looking or open or exploring. That doesn't mean you just stay where you are. You don't have to make any permanent changes right now, but at least allow yourself to be more open or in a position to receive some guidance or some clarity or some signs that come to you. Okay? And be more flexible. If you don't get scared if you feel like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if I want to be here anymore. You don't got to be impulsive and just up and quit, but start looking for that new job. Start thinking about what your life could be like if you were single. Like, what things would you do? Or start thinking about the possibilities of connection with other people, like how that would feel to start to make new friends again. What you'd want from a friend, what you want from another job. Focus on those feelings, especially if you're a generator. You need to feel it, really feel it. All right, so Virgo, I hope that helps you and it gives you some clarity and peace of mind for Mercury retrograde. No pressure in making any decisions right now. Just really focus on you and reflection. I think that's all we got. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.